Can we all stop pretending? What would your life look like if you stopped pretending? What would my life look like if I stopped pretending? Hi, I'm Tanya, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Threshold. And this week, we are talking about pretending. The reason I started thinking about pretending is I was trying to explain something to myself. One of those questions, you have in the middle of the night that might keep you up. And I was thinking about evolution and intelligent design and Homo sapiens and all the physics and energy that's gone into creating us. And like individually, I've seen that poster that talks about how it took 4,096 10th time great grandparents to make us. And I thought, okay, that's really amazing. So there's got to be a reason for that. And it's got to be a better one than the we're pretending to have right now. What I mean by that is we survived ice ages and we discovered fire and we invented music and art and we survived COVID. And what are we doing? We're commuting to work every day, 5 days a week, 2 hours at a time through ridiculous traffic to jobs we hate. And if we're lucky, it's only one job that we hate. For people that we resent, and for organizations that we don't believe in, with possibly only 2 weeks off, if you can afford that these days, for 45 years of our lives, again, if you can afford to retire. And then if you can, you retire when you're too old and too sick and too tired to enjoy it. I don't think that's the answer. I don't think that can possibly be why our 10-time great-grandparents survived all this time just for us to be doing that. So what I'm talking about pretending is I want to stop pretending that this is normal. It's actually abnormal how we're living, and it makes no sense. Why doesn't it make any sense? Well, think about all the systems that we interact with on a daily basis. They were not built to benefit humans. We've been told they were, but they clearly weren't. And just look at the results. We're stuck with these leaders that are supposed to be visionaries and ethical and the best of us. I'm going to argue that's not what we're getting. I would argue that most of our leaders are just people that learned how to play the game, and they don't actually believe in that game any more than we do. How's democracy doing? How's education doing? How's healthcare doing? I'd argue all of those things are in peril. And the worst part of it all is that we pretend, or we are sort of coerced into pretending that we're the problem, that we're the issue. We're not. Remember, all that energy and time and whatever you want to call it, evolution, whatever you want to call it, all of that went into creating us. So there's no way that we're the problem. The systems are the problem. And if that's true, well, of course it's true, because I just said it was, then why do we still have them? Who are these systems working for? They work for almost nobody, right? So why do we still have them? Why are we still pretending that we need them, that they're good, that we need to partake in them? And you know what? I'm pretending too. I'm not 100% okay. I'm not enjoying these systems around us. I want more. I don't want to keep showing up in places that I've outgrown. I don't want to pretend to get a job or pretend to get along or pretend to, I don't know, do anything really. It isn't, I know it feels safer for us to stay small, says me from here in my basement, but it's not actually safer. It's safer for the systems if we play small, but it's not safer for us. It's not selfish to want joy and ease and freedom in your life. So I want out of this basement where I'm hiding and not thriving. It ran its course. I did a good job. I was healing down here and resetting and all that good stuff. But now it's time for me to unveil. I've done the unclenching. I've done the unfolding. I may have to circle back. It's not, I wouldn't argue that it's a linear process, but it's time to unveil. And I think this episode is me unveiling. What am I unveiling into? I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that this is that idea of you take the first step and the path rises to meet you. So hopefully the path will rise to meet me, but this is me taking the first step. And I'm hoping that you will join me, or at the very least, not feel so alone if you often look around and go, this can't be right. We can't all just be doing this and thinking that it's okay. So, welcome to the unveil stage of Beyond the Thresholds. And I'll see you I'll see you next week, hopefully a little more unveiled, but I have no idea what next week will look like. And I guess that's kind of exciting. So here's to not pretending, and I'll see you next week.